Hello everyone. To me, every change maker is a hero. Today we have Akshay Deshpande, and to tell his story, we would like to talk to him about the kind of work he does, and we will hear directly from Akshay today. Welcome to the show, Akshay.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much, Suraj, for having me on your show.
So, I dread tigers, and I have heard that you have done some incredible work in Amrabad Reserve Forest. Before you tell everything about it, can you tell me what incident or how did it all start?
The Amrabad Tiger Reserve is basically on the route towards the one of the pilgrimage sites and one of the shrines called the Sri Shailam.
Mhm.
So when I was going down there, the sheer litter inside a tiger reserve where no one was living.
Mm.
If someone was staying there around or doing something, I would have been at least okay blaming the people around it. But in close to around 63 kilometers of length, there is no one who's staying. But there's so much litter out there. There were dustbins inside the 16, I counted very specifically, 16 bins, and all of them were littered, burnt, and we saw deers, we saw monkeys, we saw other animals coming and feeding on it as well. I found, first of all, it is plastic. Second, it is burnt. It is inside a tiger reserve. I think that's all triggered that this is not something right.
So, and this is all visitors, travelers going around
Yep.
the
It is
highway.
pure litter. It is something
Wow,
which you throw it out from a car,
wow, wow.
or you throw it out from a bus,
Mhm,
or you drop it when you're walking around.
mhm.
It is not something where is an habitat, or they're staying there, and this something which would have because of wind, air, and something like that. Examples are some kind of lame excuses that have been given. No, it is not like that.
Okay,
It's pure human error.
wow. So what did you guys do then?
So when I visited, then earlier I interacted with a few of the NGOs. How do we start exploring out there?
Mhm,
There was one NGO called Tiger First,
mhm.
which is based out of Amrabad. When spoke to him and showed him what I've seen and wanted to see how we can explore and work around it. Started working with them. Then the forest officials got to know that we are trying to work around it. We had a meeting with that time the principal conservator of forest, Mr. Sinha. He understood, yes, that we are doing some. He understood what we are trying to build around, what we are trying to do. We had a discussion on it. There was one young officer. He was just an IFS. Before I could respond, I think Sir has responded. I think he told, I think we should break all the dustbins that we have.
Wow.
We should break all the things inside. I think that was one of the bold steps that I see a government official taking.
So by that he meant litter-free zone.
Litter free zone.
Oh,
He actually removed all the dustbins because those places have become as a picnic spots.
mm,
So you have a dustbin, you have a canopy there, you could sit and eat.
mm,
The intent of the old officers was that okay, they will not go inside the forest and litter. They're going to litter it on one particular place only.
mhm.
But why would in a core tiger reserve you're actually doing it? Was the intent of this? He removed all those things,
Mhm.
and entire 63 kilometers it did get ranch
Oh,
on both the sides.
okay,
So you cannot go if you go, your vehicles cannot go there.
okay.
And the road itself is a hardly 30 feet road.
Mhm.
So if there are two vehicles going around, there is hardly a space left.
Mm.
So you cannot park your vehicle on the sides.
Mhm.
The only thing that you have is to just go by.
Oh.
So that was one of the good steps, and with that, we could reduce a lot of it.
Mhm.
And he has taken a lot of bold steps.
Mm.
We have done, and it is not that we have been doing. It's been a 4 years project.
Right.
Deliberation, discussions, meetings, convincing people, explaining it to people, showing the repercussions of what is happening on the ground, telling them what are the side effects. Seeing a death of a cow, which resulted choking to death with consumption of 9.25 kgs of plastics, showing all these things to the villagers, to the public representatives of there, which has brought in the entire transformation.
Okay.
And a lot of changes
Mhm.
from when we started and right now what we are there in. A lot of support where the continuous, consistent work that we've been doing and the continuous support that we've been getting. I think that's one of the benchmark of projects that I am happy to be associated with than anything else in my life.
And typically, how many organizations would have come participate?
13.
Wow.
13 organizations and 7 government departments working towards this activity. We have the forest department, we have the police department, we have the APSRTC, we have the TSRTC, we have Gram Panchayat, the municipal corporation, and the Panchayat Raj.
Wow.
All these people working towards it. And the uniqueness of the project is that entire stretch is 6,995 square kilometers.
Wow.
Which is in Andhra and Telangana.
Absolutely.
So we had to form, when we started off, we had to form 2 teams, one in Andhra, one in Telangana, to work on these things. Now we have 2 different teams that are working. One set of team is working in Andhra side of it, another set of team is working in the Telangana side of it, to actually make this project impactful and actually workable.
Okay. And now can we say that it is absolutely litter free?
No, but we are 80% to it.
80% is a big number.
80%.
It's a big number.
So, thanks to our in the Telangana government, we have the chief secretary here. Ma'am also happened to visit there. So we have shown the kind of a plastic litter that has been accumulated, collected, and to our.
If you have to put a number, how
it
much?
is for the last 4 years we have collected close to around 35,000 kgs of
35,000 kgs
of recyclable plastics.
Plastic, that too.
Recyclables.
Wow.
Okay, and around close to around 17,000 kgs of non-recyclable.
Okay.
Plastics.
Okay.
Around 2,000 kgs of glass and around 1,000 kgs of mixed.
Okay, when you say glass, these are these bottles.
Glass bottles, yeah.
Wow, those are dangerous.
Glass bottles, and 2,000 kgs.
Wow.
Okay, and mixed waste, metal, rubber, and stuff like that, close to around 1,000 kgs.
Wow.
So approximately whole to around 50,000 kgs.
Wow.
This is something which is.
And we are hoping the graph is coming down. I mean.
Yes. So now what we have done over the period of time, starting from the 1st of September onwards, there was lot of awareness. 1st of July to not even September, 1st of July onwards, we have put up a check post there.
Okay.
So whenever you are entering inside, your vehicle is going to be frisked.
Okay.
So 1 liter water bottles, any chocolates and biscuit wrappers, any kind of plastic is not allowed inside.
Okay.
So we have been frisked and all the material has been taken out from your cars.
Okay.
There are close to around 11 people who are manning that at one particular location. So we have 3 locations wherever it is. Close to around 30 people are manning so that the plastic does not enter.
Wow.
And with that, I think close to around 80% of litter is being collected at the check post itself.
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
And
makes sense.
Yes, the 20% is still there, but I think our Switcheko who are doing this, they are doing their phenomenal job on daily. Every person is walking 5 kilometers to go and ensure that he picks all the litter that has been littered by idiots like me, so that animals don't feed on it.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, they can't identify this is lace which is empty.
Correct.
Or this is something which is.
I mean, they just go by the fragrance, taste.
Fragrance, taste, and the smell of it.
Correct. That's this is fantastic work, Akshay. I mean, this is phenomenal work. Thank you so much for doing that. Actually, the onus is on people, the general public, to kind of understand the kind of effort that is being put in there, and then do their bit. Yes. I mean, nobody needs to frisk their cars and say, hey, you can't carry plastic or any such material into a plastic-free zone. So, I mean, that awareness, I think, will have to happen at a crowd level. Great. So now probably is a good point at which we can probably ask you about the multiple hats that you wear. I mean, I know we both worked at Infosys at different points. We never met though.
Yes.
But if you could introduce in your own words about what you do.
Hello everyone, this is Akshay Deshpande. Been in the sustainability space, our waste management space for close to 15 plus years now. Wow. Had done, yes, as you mentioned, right now I'm wearing multiple hats because of the huge amount of advocacies that I'm doing in the waste management. People consider that I own a waste management company. So I'm an advocate. I'm doing a lot of advocacies on sustainability and waste management. The second thing is, because being there and did a lot of studies, I did my time in motion and ergonomic studies on that, because I did a marine litter study, then I did a forest litter study. Then now I identified that there's a major challenge. Then we started working on what is the options to work on. Created a startup called Switcheko, where we're working on two verticals in Switcheko again. First vertical, where it works on natural products, where we work with hemp, jute, cork, coir, and create products out of it. And the second vertical is the legacy plastics that is already there in the ecosystem, to use it, work with few of the startups together, and to create a product out of it. An example to quote, the t-shirt that you see I'm wearing is made out of recycled PET bottles.
Oh wow.
We have benches that we make from recycled items. We have tiles that are made from it. And we have laptop bags that are made from cork and banana fiber. We have wallets to your consumables, daily consumables. What we have tried to do is democratize sustainability. People think sustainability is only for elite and class, but our products start from 3 rupees. And the expensive product, the most expensive product that we have is 1800 rupees.
Okay.
So we brought in all those things in a bucket that is not too expensive, which is eco-friendly. And the best part of all these things are being manufactured, are designed and executed by either a transgender community or a self-help group, or people are a tribal community only.
Okay.
So these are the only people. The way we work is, we give them raw material, we give them machinery, we give them training, the design. And earlier they used to make those small baskets which are just been you picked up, but now they are starting to make those products which are consumables. So that gets much scaled up.
So one question here. So if I were to take an example of the t-shirt that you just said, you said recycled plastic. For a layman, for somebody who doesn't know, like me, how do you convert from recycled plastic to a t-shirt? The first thing that comes to my mind is that, did they burn plastic to get there, or is it plastic that gets compressed? So how do you do?
Okay, so to explain you the process of it, you would have seen any branded bottle. I don't want to name names. So that would have a cap.
Yeah.
That is made out of a different category of plastic.
Correct.
Then you have the bottle.
Yeah.
That is made out of a different category of plastic.
Right.
Then there would be a label of that particular brand. That is a different category of plastics. So when we collect it, we segregate all these three into three. The caps go different, the wrappers go different, the bottles come different.
Yeah.
When the bottle comes in, it goes for something called shredding.
Okay.
So a small, it's like normal paper. How do you shred? It is shredded. From shredded, it goes into another process where you make yarn out of it, thread out of it.
Okay.
From yarn, you can make this.
So no burning involved. Okay.
No,
I mean,
no.
there was a time when I met another entrepreneur at another place. They mentioned that they, at some point in time, they have to burn plastic for whatever products they're doing. And that got me thinking. I mean, when we are so focused on recycling, sustainability and all that, are we adding to the pollution levels by burning?
Very true.
Again, yeah. So
very true. What you told is, if you're recycling plastic, so what we are trying to do is the legacy which is there.
Correct.
That. So if you basically ask me a honest answer, plastic recycling is just like putting a person on ventilator. Till the moment the ventilator is on, it is there.
Yeah.
You upcycle it, you do whatever it is there in your ecosystem.
Correct.
The moment you switch off that ventilator, you don't know what is going to happen to it.
Yeah. But the better part is, you're not letting it go into landfills, right? I mean, you're recycling it. You're
and when that is where I'm wearing those two things. We are trying to see what is there in the ecosystem and trying to give another. So I have another shirt that is made out of banana fabric. Now we are also trying to, because I have a small R&D kind of a unit there. We are trying to work on leather that is made from jackfruit. We are trying to work on leather that is made from pomegranate. So we are trying to see whatever the agriculture waste is used. Or whatever is something which is pomegranate, after eating seeds, you don't need the shell.
Yeah, yeah.
After eating the jackfruit, you don't need the outer skin.
Right.
We can definitely make something out of it. That is what we are trying to explore. First, whatever is there, just try to cut down on it. Second is provide an option that is 100% eco-friendly, and so that helps in terms of reduction and acceptance.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's a great story. So, moving on to the kind of products that you do. I mean, you presented a list. So, when you said transgender community, when you said marginalized community, do you outsource? Meaning, do you have your own setup, or do you outsource this work to them, or is it a combination of both?
So we have our own small setup, and 90% of everything is outsourced.
Wonderful.
Outsourced in the sense we give them machinery,
Mhm.
we give them raw material,
You train them.
we train them on what we want. We buy back the finished products from them.
Fantastic.
So the best thing is they don't have to come down to my place and do it. But later on, we have understood that the women or the transgender community want to bring in a lot of new innovations in it.
Absolutely.
So now we are setting up a small unit, multiple small units, where we want this all inclusivity coming up and happening. So we want them to discuss. This is like going to be like a small factory where they come. They have their own space there. They have their own. They wanted that, sir. We want to work in a factory. We want to do something for our thing. We want people to think that we are going to an office. We want. I thought it's fair enough.
Yeah.
It's like in a village when they do it, when you're having an ID card and going around, you feel like it's a proud moment for them.
Yeah.
That ID card for us here in an ecosystem might be something. It's a brand or a tag that we're carrying around.
Correct.
But there is what they wear around. It's a something which is of pride for them. It is just their name and photograph. There is nothing. The way we have given their ID card, they have not mentioned anything. The photograph, their name, their blood group, and emergency contact number.
Yeah.
That's it. I've not mentioned what gender, what it is, what is the company's name. Nothing has been mentioned on it.
Okay.
Just these details. In case of any emergencies or anything, they can call something. And what is the photograph is there. So they take so much of pride in it to showcase it wherever they are growing. That is a small effect.
Awesome.
And we're taking the ideas and the kind of products that they're bringing next level. Now using rice husk, they have made in Telugu here we call toranams, what is put up on the entrance of the door.
Right.
We're using of rice husk, they are making it.
Oh, wow.
They discuss, they come out with so much of things. Now they started making a small, because we have a good amount of land there. They started growing veggies there. So they're doing it, they're taking back to their homes. There are a lot of, I think this is what diversity is all about.
Oh, absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
every gender, every person is there working together and harmony is there.
Absolutely. The first time, if I were to recollect, when I came to know about your work was when you posted in a common group about the lake cleanup things that you do.
Yes.
Right? Would you want to talk about it? I mean, it's fascinating actually.
Yeah, I think cleanups have been an integral part of my life. So it's been close to around 11 years that I've been doing. But we've never had this calling people and all. It's just friends who go and do that. We're doing beach cleanups, we're doing mountains, we're doing trekkings. Our treks were meant to do cleanups. Then we realized, okay, the impact is going everywhere, but not a particular thing. Then we started off with a small group, which is just pure volunteers. Every Sundays, morning 7 to 8:30, we all gather at one particular lake and we do the cleanup.
Okay.
And we are not doing a cleanup only. We are trying to restore the entire thing. So for last 2 years, we are working on one particular lake. If I show you photographs of it, what we were there that time and what we are now, you will see the transformation happening not only in the lake but also with the volunteers and as an individuals also we can see most of the things. The best part about it is families come down for a lake cleanup. There are few fathers and mothers who smoke.
Okay.
So the intent is,
don't tell me they have quit smoking.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, wow.
So the intent is the kids. We have a lot of kids who come down and you smoke. So we identify people. We ask, once you come down there, we ask the questions, who smokes? And when you are out in public, no one wants to tell it.
Yeah.
But the kids come down. My father, my mother is one. So we tell, wonderful. So the intent, who smokes with their kids, go to the lake and do picking up of the cigarette butts. Is it? So when you start picking up your own cigarette butts, okay, so our young warriors have been tuned in a fashion. I'll start roasting you there on, Acha, you're doing this because you've smoked.
Uh-huh.
How many cigarettes you smoke a day?
Uh-huh.
So how many butts have you collected till now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which areas have you smoked?
Mm-hmm.
After don't you feel the smell of this?
Mm-hmm.
After smelling of it, how can you eat? The kind of roasting that they have explored on is something which is
Yeah.
extraordinary.
Mm.
So they roast,
Mm.
and because of that, I think few parents have stopped it.
Oh, wonderful.
And I think
Wonderful. That's good to hear.
biggest achievement for us
Mm-hmm.
is when they don't do it,
Mm-hmm.
they come down,
Mm-hmm.
and they are consistently there doing those things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now the people who have stopped smoking, they come down, is like, this is something like a detox to them.
Mm-hmm.
This is like become to a meditation for them.
Mm-hmm.
So that is best thing about it. And a lot of young people join us. There are a lot of learn. They go around to another lake. They start doing. We are close to now 400 plus volunteers
Wow.
who taken up, not only in Hyderabad.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have volunteers who are taken up the lake cleanup activities to various places. The
Mm-hmm.
best part is we are not a registered entity. We are not an NGO. We are not anything. We don't
WhatsApp
want
group.
to be do.
Or
We are WhatsApp media.
yeah.
We are WhatsApp media. Yes, to be
Super.
very honest,
Super.
it's just WhatsApp. You just go around. They do it and the parents start telling that because of that their kids'
Mm.
habits have changed.
Oh yeah.
Because of that, parents have started being more conscious about it.
Mm.
Because of that, there are a lot of good things happening. I think there is nothing much more than
Absolutely.
seeing the transformation change happening. And in the life, if someone asks me what is the achievement that you've done brought in your life, luckily I'm not married. If my kid asks me, if I get married and my kid asks me what you've done for my generation,
Mm.
I have one thing that I can tell, because I've done something.
Mm. True.
That's something, and I'm sure that your generation is having a good time and trying to do it on a regular basis too.
Right.
So that's something which I cherish for my life, and I can sleep comfortably thinking that I'm doing something.
Good.
Rather than cribbing about it, I'm working on it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, awesome. So that brings to a pertinent question for people who are watching this. If they have to get into sustainability, if they have to get into the kind of volunteering work that you do, or I mean, if they also want to contribute, should they just volunteer? Should they just go set up a firm? I mean, what do you suggest to people coming in, wanting to come in?
So there are 3 suggestions that I can give.
Mm-hmm.
First thing is, just go back to your grandparents and spend some time and ask them, why was not so much of plastic during your times, and why is it so much of in my times? Just ask those questions, and whatever they tell, just try to follow those on your day-to-day life.
For example, instead of using a plastic bottle,
Carry your own steel bottle,
okay.
aluminum bottle,
Mm.
or whatever it is. Just follow
like that.
those.
Cool.
Make sustainability a way of life,
Mm-hmm.
then an act of life.
Mm-hmm.
You're acting, but then a way of life is much more good.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing, you want to be part of our lake cleanup activities, or you want to start up with, you can get in touch with us. I can put across my number.
Absolutely.
There. It's 888-554-2737 is one number. 773-191-5522 is another number. You just ping us up. We will tell you what are the things. If possible, we'll definitely join you over there and help you basic things. We don't charge anything. We don't ask anything. None of us are going to do anything. It is, we don't want any establishment to be formed. It's just that we want you guys to start
completely volunteer
voluntary.
based. Absolutely.
It is such during my childhood days in schools. I'm a ZPH's Malkajgiri student. So we used to do a lot of Shramdaman activities. I think that is the conditioning that we've grown up.
Yeah.
So that Shramdan activities are something which needs to be grown.
Absolutely.
Something which the government also has brought in. Swachhata hi seva hai.
Correct.
The biggest seva that you can do to anything is having Swachhata around. So that
I
is
just
something.
have to add, the time when this Swachhata campaign started, I wouldn't litter. Before that, I wouldn't litter too much. But right now, my car is a litter box.
Yeah.
I carry all the bottles, the plastic bottles that I use. I don't throw it. I keep them in the car to clean it up once at some time. That time never comes. There's a lot of accumulation, but yeah, I think once it becomes a way of life, Swachhata, I think.
I think what you told is very valid, and most of our cars are that. I tell people, take pride
Mm,
that your treasure is saved,
mm.
not stored,
So, yeah, yeah.
so that you can use that now. Since you have used it,
Mhm.
use it in a proper fashion that you can. That waste is not wasted until it is wasted.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is resource.
Mm.
So ensure that the resource is whatever the raw material that you have. I call that a place of raw material.
Mm.
Whatever is in your car, raw material can be sent out,
Mhm.
and a proper way can be utilized to create a product out of
Okay.
it.
And I mean, I'm pretty sure this is not easy. Coming from a corporate background to starting something on your own, that too in the social impact space, in the sustainability space, kind of a thing. So, what kind of a challenges do
Wow.
you face?
I think you've touched on a nerve which
Yeah.
can't be exposed. This sector itself is something which people don't understand.
Mm.
You don't have major investments because everyone wants one. Today I give you 100 rupees, tomorrow I want 1000 rupees.
Mhm.
Second thing is people want to be associated just as a photo opportunity,
Mm.
rather associating with understanding the cause and taking it around.
Mhm.
And one of the biggest challenges is that people think this is not my responsibility.
Mm.
I am paying taxes
Mm.
for that.
So somebody else has to do that.
It is his responsibility to do it. Why should I even take care of it? Yes, I have 10 rupees. I am going to buy a chocolate cap.
Mhm.
I am going to put it across.
Mm.
Why is it my responsibility to clean it?
Mm.
And why am I giving government money for cleaning it?
Mm.
And overall this, first of all, you're charging me tax. You're telling me that I also have to do it.
Mm.
Why?
Mm.
Then if everything has to be done, why are you even charging tax for it? But they basically don't understand that entire this thing is something which is not right.
So, if to tackle that, I think you do you give out lectures too,
Yep.
right? So,
Yes.
would we want to talk about that?
So till now we have covered close to around 3 lakh plus people
Wow.
in schools, colleges, corporates, where
Mhm.
we are training people on what sustainability is, what waste management is, how you can do it at your households, and how you can. Uh, and apart from that, uh, running also another program called the Ecopreneurs,
Mhm.
where working with a lot of new startups,
Mhm.
helping a lot of students. When I train them, that they ask me, sir, how I want to do something, what should I do? I start your own startup.
Mhm.
Mentoring close to around 20 plus 27 plus startups in this sustainability ecosystem space only.
Wow.
So it's like a holistic approach that we are creating, because I am not getting support from out.
Mhm.
Why don't I build my own moat
Mhm.
around it, that this is our own community, this is all it is, we help each other, let's start advocacy. I am going to tell it out, you are going to support me, I am going to support you. This is how we are trying to
Self-help.
do self-help.
Yeah.
And we are a proprietorship company,
Mhm.
not a private limited, not anything. We're just a proprietorship company. I just wanted, because when there are multiple people associated in a particular fashion,
Mm.
uh, few times, I'm not the most, a few times you tend to dilute the vision that this has been built.
Mhm. Mhm.
That is something which I don't want to compromise on.
Mhm.
That is where we started, and these startups have open access to everything.
Mhm.
Over the period of time, thanks to corporate, I have good connects. Thanks, I've understood that there are people who have started off with my place, have come down at a corporate level at a very senior leadership now.
Mhm.
These startup founders get access to these people, speak to these people.
Mhm.
Having been there at a state level and the national level mentor also,
Mhm.
have now got access to multiple other like-minded peers who are available.
Mhm.
Maybe there is something who kids who want to work on hydrogen cell. It's I don't know,
Mhm.
but I have another peer or a mentor who's actually working on a hydrogen cell,
Mhm.
and this that's a problem that can be solved.
Yeah.
You have that. You're working on a community to be built,
Mhm.
so that we are forming our own moat.
Mm. Okay.
We are forming our own set of people. If tomorrow I tell something is right or wrong, there are people who take a judicial call and tell. We have a heated arguments.
Mhm.
We have wonderful debates.
Mm-hmm.
We have one-liner statements coming out,
Mm-hmm.
and we have suggestions and feedbacks coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So based on that, when you have a like-minded people of something who are working in that space and giving you a constructive feedback of all these four,
Mm.
and that helps to solve the problem
Okay.
at a quicker phase than what anyone else can do it.
Sounds
That's what we are trying to build around.
sounds great. So Akshay, if there is a wish list
Yeah.
that you have for all the work that you do for Switcheko, what would that be? I mean, for the
Wow.
viewers who are watching this,
Wow.
if they were to pass it on to somebody they know and say, hey, Akshay here is doing some great work and here's something that he needs, why don't you guys talk? Kind of a thing. So,
Wish list. That's a list is going to be very long and lengthy, but I want to keep. First wish list would be that please do not litter. Try to segregate wet waste and dry waste at your households. Try to adapt and get in a lot of eco-friendly and sustainable products in your life. Uh, the most important key factor is stop scrolling on reels, start working on ground. Is something which I would want you guys to understand. Go out with your kids, spend times in your family, go to nature, go back to parks, walk around, do stuff that you would have done in your childhood days. Start spending time, you will understand the difference that you had. And one of the wish I would wish important is if the corporates and the government start making the switch towards sustainability. If they start adapting or they start bringing down the kind of consumptions that they do uh, to a more sustainable products, that is something which would
they are doing it right now, but
right.
you want them to do it
Yeah,
that much more.
if they can scale it to a level that, because what happens is when governments start adapting to it, the adaptation levels at ground are much more faster.
Right.
The corporates start adapting to it. When you see when you go on a daily basis and you see there is a sustainability product that has been used and you are getting used to those products on a daily basis and you feel that is not too expensive at all and that's something which you are on a daily basis using it,
Yeah.
the acceptance is much more faster. Because basically you're advocating a product without the product had to spend on marketing or anything.
Yeah.
And that is good for the environment too,
Yeah.
good for individuals' health too, and good for the Indian economy too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is something which I want. And what also one last wish list is promote Indian products. Make in India to make India a 5 trillion economy is the big thing. Please support the Indian startup ecosystem. Please support the Indian manufacturing ecosystem. Please support the Indian arts and artifacts and the communities out here to have that 5 trillion economy, not a wish list, but a reality.
Yeah, a very selfless, I would say, wish list, Akshay. So finally, if this is something related to next skills, right? What we do, what we have embarked on right now is a mega project. We are saying 5 lakh students and 50,000 visually challenged students. How can we train them on coding, AI, and life skills? So right from the beginning, we have been incorporating life skills into coding examples. We have done math, science, social, all these are coding examples now. Very recently, we've said life skills. How do we save from child abuse, substance abuse, peer pressure? All these are kind of getting translated into coding examples. Now, talking to you, while we were talking, I was kind of thinking, can sustainability, which you've been saying that it has to be a way of life, can that also be a part of these coding examples? I mean, we can probably sit down, figure out how we could incorporate those into coding examples, and then that can go out to a larger audience.
Very true. So you are basically what you're trying to do is where I earlier mentioned that go back to your grandparents and learn. So you are being the grandparent out here
Yeah.
and teaching
To an
those
extent.
kids what you have to learn.
Yeah.
Not only the grandparents, I think the millennials,
Yeah.
the age, because of this new reels structure coming into play, or new games that are coming into play, have forgotten about it.
Yeah.
You're just bringing back to them
Yeah.
by using technology
Mm-hmm.
to the grassroots.
Absolutely.
That,
Absolutely.
that's a wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for being the grandparents of sustainability.
No, actually, we would require your help. We have been
Yes.
grandparents to a certain extent, but sustainability factor would be tremendous.
Definitely, for the work that you do, I'm sure we have having this conversation because we know each other and we admire each other's work.
Mhm.
And my number is available 24/7 for you.
Absolutely.
Anytime you have
sounds-
whatever you find, whatever work that we've done, anything that you feel like, feel free anytime. Again, I want to give out that number: 773-191-5522. Is that number available? Or else we also have a toll-free number, 9705-100-017.
Super.
So we are there to help anytime.
Thank you so much, Akshay. I mean, I think the viewers would probably reach out to you
Please.
for a lot of volunteering effort. I'm saying this because we've seen that a lot of students are watching our videos. So I'm pretty sure you will get to hear from them. Thank you so much, Akshay,
Thank
for
you.
coming on to the show. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks a lot.